you go. You can be a digital nomad. If you have aspirations of having a skill set that can build wealth, it's on your plate. It's on your platter right now. It's just a matter of how much of the feast you want to have. So again, I've got to say, our leaders have stepped up for us. They are making education about trading techniques, whether you're a technical analysis trader or you trade the announcements, either way, or you're a blend of the two. We're in a position to be able to learn a skill set that no one can take, that can bring wealth, but you have to be a student first and be humble first, right? Trading is not gambling, and you can't treat it that way. So I'm excited to hear our speaker today because he is a PIP master. I'm excited to host our fearless leader, Mr. Samuel Bean, and of course his better half, Mrs. Kim Bean. And make sure you have your pen, your paper handy, because you will hopefully take copious notes, study those notes, and be ready to act on those notes. So with that being said, I don't know if our fearless leader is ready or not, but I know I am. And I see the pit master smiling and bouncing over there. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Now we got a couple
It's
of
all
minutes.
yours.
Figure out where some of these people at and figure out where they from. Who we got on the line?
Absolutely. Who do we have on the line? Where are you hailing in from? And put some fire emojis in the chat if you are excited, because I hope you can hear it in my voice. I am fired up and ready to go. I jumped in here and said, let me make sure I have my pen and paper handy. So let's see, who do we have on the line? We have Atlanta, Georgia hailing in. Yes, I see some 4-5s in the chat. Fire it up. Let these gentlemen know that you all are excited. You guys are on fire, that you're ready for this information. We have Angel Trend coming in from Houston, Texas. Yes. Oh, Houston's in the house. Houston is representing. Well, you've got me, Dr. Arlene, right? I'm from Maryland. Who else do we have in the house? Let's see. We have Georgia in the house. Let's go. All right. Georgia Peach, New Jersey, Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta. Atlanta is representing well as that is good. That is good. Yes. So get your pen and papers. Open up your minds to learning from the pip master himself and our fearless leader, a veteran, a father, a husband, and a teacher. So, Mr. Bean, are you ready, sir?
You know what? You're gonna make me be ready. This is what we're gonna do. we definitely gonna get ready, guys. So make sure, can y'all hear me loud and clear?
Yes,
loud
sir.
and clear, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, so what we're gonna do here is make sure, guys, for the next 60 seconds, obviously you can verbally let us know who you are, where you come from, but also take the moment, right? Take this moment, because these last minute and last second text messages that you put in, those are the ones count the most. Those are the ones say, stop what you're doing, jump on this right now, okay? Right now, because we don't want you to miss it. What is it? Jump on right now and find out. I don't want to miss anything trying to explain anything to you, because I can't explain it to you anyway. Just know that there's about to be a wealth transfer. Something really big is about to happen, and you don't want to miss it. So for those of you who are chiming in, and I know we got people letting y'all in, people just falling into the system right now. I'm loving it. Matter of fact, I see one of my guys, Samuel Williams, man, from Carolina, from old Cackalack over there. I'm loving the reconnects. I'm loving my reconnects, man. I'm telling you. So yeah, take another 60 seconds, guys. Go ahead and again, come off mute if you want to. If you haven't introduced yourself, if you want to, go ahead and do that. Let us know where you chime in.
This team cheat.
You
already know who it is, right?
Welcome to the call. And who else we got? Want to say something real quick? We about to jump off for just a second. Who else? Anybody else want before we go off?
Philip
Curley in Paris, France.
Hey, Phil, welcome to the call. Glad to see you.
Laura Johnson, Sassy Senior in South Carolina.
That's what I'm talking about, Laura. Welcome to the call.
Leroy St. Louis, Louisiana.
Leroy St. Louis and Del Bujo, Louisiana. Welcome to the call.
Joshua Ray, Boston, Massachusetts.
Miss Ray, welcome to the call.
Karen Brother in Frederick, Maryland.
Hey, yeah, Maryland is in the house.
Freddie Ross, San Antonio.
Mr. Ross, welcome to the call. SA is in the house.
I see Canada's in the house. What is up, Canada?
That's what I'm talking about. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this thing kicked off, and let me go ahead and change the view real quick here because I want to make sure you guys, can see exactly who is doing the talking and put you guys in a position where you guys can be connected. Okay, so without further ado, I definitely want to get this thing kicked off, and for me, this is a great moment for me as far as expanding our portfolio, if you will. I'm the vice president of Byld and partner, and we were already headed into the trading space, but we were headed into the trading space from a safe place, right? And like I said, what you're looking for is looking for you, right? And I got a phone call, from Victor Bushrod, to be specific, and he said, "Hey, Mr. Bean, I want to introduce you to somebody." And my mentor when it comes to trading, I think you guys are connected. I think you guys really would do some amazing things together. Y'all remind me a lot alike, when it comes to how y'all take care of y'all people. And I said, well, put it together, right? And all of a sudden we got on this phone call, and the synergy was bananas. It was crazy. We had a lot of stuff in common. We really do care about our people. We really do take what we do for a living seriously, and we're not going to apologize for anybody for loving on you and keeping you responsible for what you're responsible for. Basically, if you say you want something, we're going to make sure we find out if you really do or not, right? But guys, I'm sitting here, with a gentleman who, when you look at his accolades, he's got some accolades, right? And first and foremost, one of the most important ones to me is that he's a U.S. Marine Corps, combat veteran. And so definitely want to say thanks for your service.
Thank you.
That's close to my heart. I'm U.S. Army, combat veteran as well. So we got that. That's where that discipline shines through, and that passion for people shine through. But he's a 7-figure quant trader. And I'm going to get him to tell y'all what quant means in a moment. So master Forex educator. And has over 15 years of experience in that, guys. Remember, when you've got 10 years of something, you got those hours in it, you're an expert. He's got 15. He's the creator of the E3 strategy that people use all around the world in many, many countries and companies around the world. He's helped 10 or more people, more than 10 people, earn 7 figures in trading in different companies, right? Not a one-trick pony. A lot of 7-figure earners out there, right? And then he's also a master black belt in Six Sigma. And so when you look at these accolades, that means that the person who you're talking to today, guys, y'all know I don't put y'all in front of anybody. I don't give anybody access to my organizations, my groups, anybody, my company. It doesn't matter who you are, who people say you are. If I don't like you as a human being and you're not qualified to move the needle when it comes to dealing with my people, you don't have access, right? So that should tell you something right there. But definitely want to welcome to the stage Mr. Donnie PIPS, what I'm saying, from Miami by way of New York today, man. To the call.
Oh, thank you. What's up, everybody? How we doing today? Can I get some 4 5s in the chat if you guys are excited for what we are about to break here? Shoot some 4 5s in the chat. Shoot some 4 5s in the chat if you're just excited to be on here. You guys know Donnie PIPS brings the energy. I'm here with it. I got to see it. I feed off of you guys, and I'm always going to be on 10. So what's up, everybody? Thank you so much, Mr. B, for having me here tonight.
Man, it's great because we're getting ready to launch this project. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna fly to New York. And so I called him. I said, I'm on my way to New York, bro. So we got to meet in person. We about to do something really, really big. I want to be able to come out there and I want to go live with you. I want to be like LeBron James, like he taking his talents to Miami. Well, he bringing his talents to Byld. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do something like that, have that type of effect. And I know that was going to send some shock waves or some ripple waves around the industry of trading. So he's definitely moved the needle. But man, when it comes to like this industry though, man, why are you so passionate about this industry? Because there's a lot of people out there who really need this and they really want this, but what is it about this industry that's so passionate about, that you're so passionate about?
Well, this is a way that I can help other people make money. They always say that reach one, teach one, and being a Forex educator allows me, one, to not only connect with people of all walks of life, but give them hope in their own life. This was a way for me to say, you know what? I have a skill set that I'm able to pass on to other people. And a lot of people say, Donnie Pips, why do you do the things you do? Because one, my heart is there, but two, we all need money, right? We all need money. And if I can teach other people how to take a dollar and send it out and it comes back with more dollars, my legacy is going to be long lived, right? We always talk about that legacy and what does your legacy mean to other people? Well, if I can help you make money in the financial markets, I believe that that legacy is going to be talked about longer than me going out there and scoring 20 points a night, right? Going out there and saying, man, did you guys watch Donnie Pips on the court or on the football field, right? Or did you see that role he played in? Those are great monetary conversations, but the best conversation had at the dinner table is, man, Donnie Pips changed my life. And that's why I do what I do today.
Now that's the why trading. Now, why Byld?
Why Byld? One, I was looking for a family organized company, right? When you look at all these companies out there today and what they're trying to create and duplicate, a lot of times you have to go with originality. You have to go with like-minded individuals that says, this is what we're about and this is what we're looking to do. Because a lot of times you guys are going to come across companies, different types of company A, company B, and there's never any real direction. Right. And when I got a chance to sit down with, Mr. Navarro and yourself, and thank you, Mr. Navarro, if you're watching, for the opportunity. When I got a chance to sit down with you guys, the first thing was, this is the direction we're looking for. And when it comes to being a Marine, and everybody knows about, how strict we are, we eat, breathe, and sleep excellence. And when I got a chance to talk to you guys about the passionate roles that you guys play in Byld, I realized that Byld was nothing short of excellence. And that's why Byld.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And my wife, guys, I'm gonna tell you, when Kim got a chance to really listen to, his philosophies, and y'all know my wife, she's not an easy person to win over. He got her excited, about trading again. And when I asked, I was like, so, what were some of the things that you got excited about when you heard him? She said, well, first of all, his background, he's well studied. He keeps everything like really simple. He puts people in a position where they believe in themselves. He got everybody hyped, got everybody excited. But when I'm listening to him, he makes sure that people know exactly what they're supposed to know, and he holds people accountable. And I'm gonna tell you, I was on one of your Zooms, and I was on the treadmill, and I'm like, I almost fell off one day, like just watching it, because it was a whole segment of, hey guys, remember I told y'all to take this trade. See what happened? I told y'all to take this trade, and it was trade after trade after trade after trade. And guess what? It wasn't all Forex. Some of it was Forex. Some of it was gold. Some of it was tech. Some of it was just different things. Some of it was industry. It was just different things, and everybody was winning. And so one thing that we want to do is put people in a winning situation. And so what is it about your style that puts people in a position where they're so comfortable trading with you? Because that's one of the scariest things out there in the world to do right now. That's scarier than dying to most people. It's trading. What puts people in that comfort zone when they're trading with you?
Well, a lot of people on here know I make it simple. I keep trading simple. I don't need the big words. Nobody needs to know about an abandoned baby, formation, and different things like that. We're going to make trading as simple and easy as possible. Like say, it's so easy a fifth grader can do it, and that's true. So when it comes to how I explain the financial markets, I make it realistic. I tie trading to everyday life, and people like it. And I make it enjoyable, right? We can go here right now and put up a PowerPoint, and I can PowerPoint you to death like the military does, right? Or I can make it interactive. Okay. And when people start making it interactive and they understand it, they get that aha moment. And the more aha moments I get, when it comes to teaching the financial markets, I know I've done something correct. And that's where my style comes from. It comes from how many aha moments or I gotcha did you understand? Because that's going to be the winning equation to success is how much basic information do you understand?
I'm excited about basic information. As a matter of fact, we'll be having our basic training next week. We're going to put some information out there, guys, for those of you who really want to see what it looks like grassroots to get started, not just trading, but considering trading, period. Like you'll see exactly how simple it is to get started and hit the ground running. But since we talked about simplicity in trading, let's talk about what you trade. Like what specific, markets do you trade in? What categories do you trade in? You teach in?
So I specialize in all markets, right? Because I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none, right? But I specialize in Forex, the financial market, because that leverage allows people with a lot less money to take advantage of the financial markets. So I specialize in Forex because I think Forex, learning the basics of Forex, then you can transition over to the options, the futures, the things that require a lot more capital. But the thing is, we have to be able to get to that capital. So with $100 and then taking let's say a 500 to 1 leveraged account where the brokerage firm is giving me $500 for every $1 I have in my account. So if I have $100, I've got $50,000 in leverage, and then taking that $100 and understanding the simplicity of the market and leveraging that simplicity and making money on that account. Now we have the capital to go over to invest in the Teslas and the Facebooks and the things like that.
Man, what you just said was genius in its simplicity, and this is where a lot of people get caught up, guys. This is where a lot of people get lost in the sauce because you have so many trainers trying to sound profound and just dumb it down, right? And so I appreciate how you did that because when you look at trading, the way you look at trading is the way I look at, creating capital, like crowdfunding. I've always used network marketing platforms to build residual income so I can take the residual income to now build and invest in what I wanted to. So now, you partnering with us and actually bringing over your squad and bringing over your network, this is going to be a powerful thing for you guys because, guys, our membership category is going to create revenue for y'all to pump back into your investments and your trading rather. So that's going to be huge. Y'all, you're going to learn how simple it is. You're going to have the capital coming in monthly to invest into trading. So that's huge. So can you share some success matrix, or case studies from past students, traders who have applied your teachings in live trading?
Of course I can. And plus, I've got a lot of them on here right now. If you've made money using the E3 strategy, give me some fire emojis in the chat, right? Documentation beats representation any day, right? Like I said, I've got a bunch of the students in the chat right now. As you can see, the flames going off in the chat who've utilized my strategies. But one thing that when people say, talk about the accolades, I talk about them because they're the ones that I teach to trade the simplicity of the Forex market, right? And my strategy is that simple. It's called the E3 strategy, and not to be confused with the entry level of the military, right? But yes, it's 3 basic entry level steps that's going to teach you how to trade on a more dynamic scale. Okay. I've taken traders to where I've got one trader, not sure, who at one point she didn't even want to turn on her monitor because the market looked scary to her. And how many people on here right now, when they first took a look at the chart and they seen Trading View for the first time and they said, "What is this?" I've taken that fear out of the market with my system, and I've allowed them to 10x their accounts, 50x their accounts, taking a $5,000 account, the individual I'm talking about who couldn't turn on her computer, to over $200,000 to now 7 figures, and different things like that.
That's awesome. So, man, I'm gonna tell you, I literally am scared of trading. I'm just telling you, I can't wait for this boot camp. I'm telling you, I cannot wait for this boot camp because I'm getting in there right along with y'all. I don't care how much further along y'all are, or how much you start in the same place as me. I'll be there with y'all, learning with y'all. I promise you. But what onboarding process do new traders undergo? Including initial training sessions and ongoing mentorship from educators like yourself. Since we're talking about boot camps.
When it comes to onboarding for especially new traders who are not used to this, I've got a friend of mine who's probably one of the best traders I've ever seen, Gustavo. He's probably one of the best, and he made it really simple. He said, get them from point A to point B as fast as possible. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to onboarding, it doesn't have to be this long, drawn out process. It's a simplified, you sign up to Byld. Byld then shows you the ABC of signing up to trading. Then you go through the small, simple steps of learning how to drive a car, because we all, who do drive, we're in New York right now, so I can't say everybody, but for us who do trade, right, or who do drive, we had to learn how to drive first. When we teach somebody how simple it is to push on the brake and push on the pedal to accelerate, that's how simplified the process needs to be when it comes to trading. And that's one of the dynamics here at Byld that we have, is that there's a simple system that says that's it. And then you add the trading component, and then you say, that's it. And then you go to that component of everybody knows my slogan, especially for those who are on here, push the damn button. And then they're saying after they've snatched profits, that's it. That's how you simplify the process for a new trader.
That sounds simple to me. But think about it, is what's not simple, guys, is people out there who don't know anything about trading, trying to figure out, what company to go with. Right. And that's the most dangerous thing in the game right now, trying to figure out who you're learning from, who to learn from, because you got a lot of fast talking people out there, what companies, to join, because again, you got people who have the buzz and they're showing you how much money they're making, and they're just pitching you. They're marketing, right? They're better at marketing than they are at trading and teaching. So that's what I see from where I'm at. But you have a bigger view, and a further reach into the industry of trading, especially when it comes to network marketing companies and trading communities. What are you seeing out there that really is wrong with the industry right now?
It's too commercialized. Anything you do, when you have the hype men and the salesmen, there's a lot of those out there. And a lot of times with social media, it's kind of diluted the market. Like I said, you have the Gustavos and the good traders who aren't flashy. Mm-hmm. One of the things you're going to know is, don't follow the flash, don't follow the hype. And when you have that commercial side, those salesmen who say trade here, trade there, but they're not really selling. They're receiving income from pushing you to sell. And that was the biggest problem with the industry. And that's why I thought it was time for me to step my game up and step out into the shadows like Batman. Now it's time to, I need to get out there. Because of that dilution in the market, the industry has swayed away from the original meaning, giving retail traders an opportunity and a fairness in the market. That was the purpose of the retail trader side. And that has gone away because there was so many opportunities to nickel and dime the individual trader. If I just teach you just enough, you're going to pay for the next course. If I just teach you just enough, you're going to pay for the next course. And then by the time you've pushed the button, you're already $10,000 in. That's the problem with the industry today.
Without $10,000 in your investment account.
Exactly. And you're still trying to figure out how to make that first $100. Yeah. That's the issue with the market today. And how many people agree with me? Give me a 4 or 5 in the chat if you agree with me. For those who've been around and says, I got to buy this course. Well, you've done that course and you did everything you were supposed to do and you thought you were great. And then you get hit with the ShamWow, the whole sticker on your trading game. But wait, there's more. Right. You need another $10,000. Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is, by hitting this button that says no, I don't want to. That is that I know I'm walking away from learning how to do this and that. That's how they get you. But that's everybody right now. Everybody's selling the sale, right? That's what they sell for a living, the sale. So that's huge. And guys, when you look at the industry in its entirety, just especially going into crypto, blockchain, all this other stuff that we got going on out there, it's like the more it evolves, the shadier people get. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you right now. It's not about how much money they can make you, it's how much money they can get out of you, right? And that's one thing that everybody knows. If you know me, I always put my people first, and I always try to put my people in an environment, right, that they can win. And if it's an unhealthy environment, my goal is to get them out. And so, for me, I really do appreciate the fact that watching him move and listening to all the testimonies of people saying how hands-on his one-on-ones and stuff. Matter of fact, talk about your coaching sessions and handling your one-on-one sessions and stuff like that. Because again, you will be doing a lot of that here as well. But go ahead, talk about that for a little bit.
One, I start with discipline. I feel, and I'm a firm believer in the trading space, you have to be disciplined. So I teach people the philosophy of understanding discipline when it comes to their lives. How come Donnie goes to work and gives 100% for his boss, and his boss gives him a monetary amount of money, but yet for 30 years, I'm going to that job and I'm going to give 110% to get 30% back. So when it comes to my teaching and my different strategies, I teach individuals, and I have a bunch of students on here now. I teach the individuals is one, we're going to break this down and we're going to make it realistic. How many people need to understand, or how many people know that trading has to be realistic? Don't come to Donnie PIPS and say, I need to make $10,000 tomorrow, because the first question I always ask my students is, do you have a $10,000 an hour work ethic? And that's the expectation I want everybody to leave out of here tonight is I can't go trading the Forex market thinking I'm going to take $10,000 from the market tomorrow like the guru showed on Instagram, right? No. But if I'm used to making $150 an hour, I have a $150 work ethic, right? Because you are what you eat, you are what you do, you are what you produce. So when it comes to trading, if that's your work ethic, I teach people the realistic way to compound their trades, how to make money and profits in the market by saying, you know what, $150 a day, now I just got an hour of my time back. So now if I decide to take an hour off at the end of the day to go have lunch with my husband, to go take an hour a day off to go to my kid's schooling event, guess what? Forex allowed me to do that because it was realistic. Now we can start setting bigger targets and goals.
Yeah, that word compounding is huge. Compounding is a magic word you all should get familiar with. I love that. Well, I love that word compounding. Now, when you talk about you training people, right, and trading live, and obviously people can trade live with you and follow you. There are some things in the industry that people are familiar with when it comes to signals, scanners, auto trades, and things like that. Talk about that, and so because yours work. When I talk about that hit rate, boy, if you don't want to get hit, don't get in front of his bot. I'm telling you, his bot got a hit rate like Ali. Right? I'm saying they hit hard, they hit fast, they hit all the time. Trust. But talk about that for a second. Like, so talk about just like I said, the signals, the scanners, auto traders. Talk about what they are, and then talk about how yours perform.
So everybody knows now we've got this whole AI craze, this Web 3.0 and different things like that. So when it comes to algorithmic trading, there's a lot of things that the robots can see that we just can't see. It's not humanly possible unless you're paying for this, unless you're paying for that. And what I've done is I've created a bot that literally is my strategy. I got people on here right now. I think I got a gentleman on now right now. I think the last 2 days in a row using it, he's made $2,000. He's made $1,000 a day. And if you're on here, just go ahead and shoot that in the message, because I love documentation. He shot me a message, hey DP, I'm up $2,000. I know Vic's on here. He made some money with it today. What I've done is I've literally taken my E3 strategy for those who just need a little bit more assistance while they're learning. So imagine you learning and making passive income while you're learning. Does colleges do that right now? Does colleges say, Mr. Bean, if you come sit in my class while you learn, I'm going to pay you a paycheck? No, you have to learn, pay the college, and then you have to pay back that debt. Well, what my AI bot has allowed you to do is to earn while you learn, okay? What it does is it literally takes a lot of the information and guesswork out of the market, and it allows you to say, you know what, this is a great time to sell. And I'm not going to call it a suggestion because I'm going to beat on my chest. She's going to tell you to take the trade. The builder bot's going to tell you to take the buy. Okay. Right. And when it does that, right, you now have a fair advantage to say, you know what, DP, I was already going to get in that trade based off the strategy you've taught me, but that was just extra confirmation to take that trade. And now the best thing about this bot is there's multiple functionalities that she's able to be used. Now, the best thing is that I like that's different than other AI technology out there is a lot of the technology is only built for one specific thing. So you might hear somebody say, well, my AI technology only works on this pair or that pair. The best thing about what I've created, me and my team, is that this bot is able to be used across all industries.
Trust me, I know, because he said pick a stock. He said pick a stock. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, the Zoom. I just threw one off the top of my head. Boom. See, we told him to take here. Boom. See what they made, bro? I'm talking about everything I called off. They won on. It was almost like, they knew I was gonna say, hey, this is gonna be the stock you're gonna ask for, trade on it so we can have this ready for tomorrow. But it's just that the thing hits everything. It's crazy. Everything. You know what I'm saying? So that man, I was amazed, guys. It's some people talk about it, some people, really have results. Men and women lie, numbers don't, proof don't, results don't. Guys, you could be skeptical. Everybody's born with a high level of skepticism, but skepticism is only valid without proof. If you got evidence, there's no you can't call it skepticism anymore. So for those who say, well, you know what, signals, I've had signals before, they don't work. By the time I get into the trade is over, whatever it is, talk to them about that, because that's something I know it's in the back of somebody's mind.
The best thing I could tell them is learn. First is if you want to know that a signal doesn't work or it's faulty, learn how to trade. Don't be relying on the signal. Don't be relying on your boss to tell you. And I tell people that all the time is, here's the best way to know that it works. Learn to trade.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the more information that you have, the more dangerous you are.
Right. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. That's probably one of the most powerful things you'll probably hear tonight, and I'm gonna double down on that, because you hear a lot of companies people invested money with that were trading companies, right? And this is the thing I want y'all to understand. A lot of those companies ended up being rug pulls, or a lot of those companies end up having people who didn't know how to trade and they lost the bag, right? Was. The frustration didn't come from them lying to you or stealing from you or losing all your money. The frustration came because in the form of a complaint. And the complaint was that you didn't know how to trade. So you had to trust somebody with a significant amount of money to do something that you had not learned how to do, that you could have learned how to do or should learn how to do. So now, for me, when I go back and look at, me putting $100,000 over in this company, $100,000 over this company, and not getting anything for it. I got put $10,000 over here, got a lot for it, but you win or lose. But the two I put $100,000 in, I don't have anything to show for it. And when I look back at it and say, you know what, that's my fault, because I basically gave them $100,000 each to trade when I could have learned how to trade myself. So my complaint was with myself, not necessarily with them. Did they have some complicity in that happening, whatever? Yeah. But if I knew how to trade, there's no way in the world nobody else would have access to $100,000 of my money trading it for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just keeping it 100, keeping it above. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, learn it. If you learn it, you can earn it, right? If you can learn it, you can earn it. That's like Dr. Arlene said when she was hosting. She said, when you learn that skill, that's something that nobody can ever extract from you. They can't take that away. Okay, but commit to learning it. So, but right now, because we definitely want to make sure everybody understands that we're not going to be all night long. We just wanted to say hi. But before we get off here and before we put a button on it and a bow on it, what do you want them to know about you, your move? About what you see as in the future. How big this thing is going to be.
It's going to be big, especially, I'm not going to let the cat too much out of the bag, but, with our router that's able to, mine, cryptocurrency that has a tokenization with it and things like that. My Zeta router, when you start seeing that and different things like that, like I told Vic, he's got to get rid of my name. One thing about the move that I want everybody to leave from here is that you're going to be in the right place at the right time. You're going to learn a skill set. that's literally going to teach you how to snatch profits from the market. And not only that, you're going to be able to take what I teach you and possibly teach somebody else. You know, that's how my system is. You know, if you go ask some of the best traders that I know, trading, you know, student educators or those educators like the Coach T's out there, you know, they'll tell you, you know, they make it simplified because Donnie PIPS helped them make it simplified, you know, and now they're some of the best, you know, probably even sometimes better than me at certain things, especially when it comes to building a trading community, you know, and that's what I want to take from that. From now, you know, right now, it's the fact of I want you guys to understand that you're in the right place at the right time. It's not about the nickel and a dime. It's about you getting butts and seats and securing your financial future.
Yeah. I'm gonna say for those of you guys, because we do have entrepreneurs on here, you know, people who you see how big things are, you know, when things align and you have somebody over here that's trading, that's an expert, over here teaching, that's an expert, a system in play where, and by the way, like I said, when it comes to the specific company, which shall remain nameless today, but tomorrow it won't. But you got a company, guys, that we have software and applications that we're the only company here in North America that can actually do what they do legally, right? It's like we're a partner with Forex. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave it there. But if you're claiming to be in the trading space as a business person and you don't have some sort of attachment to us at some point, guys, you're gonna be missing money. You're gonna be leaving money on the table, right? And for those of you who want to build communities, trading communities, guys, and create some massive wealth, not just for yourself, but for the people who are in your communities, because they'll be able to build sub communities as well. Now I'm gonna tell you, there's no place better than this. He saw the compensation plan. There's nothing out there like that, guys. Put it like this right here. Yeah, for most of you know me, when I'm my biggest heyday, we had over 120,000 people active at one point in time. You know, and when the last company that I was in that everybody knows me from, you know, we got up, the most we made in a month residually was about $72,000 in 1 month, right? But on average, we had $50,000-$60,000 months on a regular basis residual. Now, this company with just 20,000 people is $250,000 a month. For those of you who have, think about this for a second. Those of you who have, let's say 1,000 people in your trading community right now, okay? 500, I think that's about 50 grand a month. I think about 50 grand a month, 25 to 50 grand a month. I'll look up the numbers, but the numbers, think about having 50 grand a month. Think about having that type of revenue come in every month based on the fact that you have a community. Now you're earning money while you're trading. You got revenue coming in based on the community. You don't have to overcharge your people in the community. And guess what? The people in your community they're not gonna go anywhere. It's way too much value for them to do so.
So you mentioned having 1,000 people in their organization, but you didn't mention anything about volume. You know, and I know sometimes
We don't do
to
volume.
reach $50,000 a month, you got to have a certain number of volume.
Nah. That's the
So you say
that's the other companies.
So you're saying here at Byld, there's no volume attached to making $50,000 a month.
So no. So that's one of the reasons I came back. It's all membership based. So I want to stand correct and I want to be accurate. 1,000 people, right, is 15 grand. That's just on one. That's without the matching bonuses, nothing like that. 2,000 people is 25 grand. 4,500 people, guys, that's 55 grand. 10,000 people, you know, 5 on left, 5 on right is 100,000 a month. So think about, again, people coming in with you on your membership, right? They're going to be learning from the best of the best. They're going to get 100% of what they came for, right? And people are going to flock to the company and everybody's going to be making money. Like you'll be making, how they said that Sam Bean money. And when it comes to residual income, I can say that because I'm synonymous with residual income. I'm a residual king. You feel me? So imagine having that type of money coming in and you now learning how to trade from him and now flipping it. Guys, it's again a match made in heaven. It's a no-brainer. You will hear, you know, just make sure that when you hear somebody calling your name and say, "Did you really do that?" As opposed to hearing say, "You hear what they did." You don't want to be on the other side of that conversation. you're on the wrong side of the conversation. That's gonna be a bad day for you. You heard it first. Okay. Just make sure you do, the right thing. So any parting shots before we got here, bro? Because like I said, I don't want to spoil y'all and make him say anything that he need to be paid to say. So
no, I'm excited to be here. You know, and I'm excited to get to know each and every one of you guys. This is a company where nobody's unreachable. You know, I'm not that phantom guy that it's going to take you a mountain to sit at the table with. Very reachable, very impressionable. So I want you guys to plug in and be duplicatable. You know, be teachable, be coachable. That's going to be what I'm requiring from you right now, because right now I've already got the company's word is that they're going to be in the trenches with us. And that's the one thing I like and I look forward to. I can't wait until the 2-day boot camp gets kicked off, to get people excited about trading. And I look forward to what's to come for the future.
And we're launching both programs, guys, at the end of this month or the beginning of the next one. So again, get back with the person who, again, got you on the call today. And if you're in any of my communities, reach out to me. If you're in any of his communities, reach out to him. But get back with somebody, right, that puts you in the mix today, because we're about to shake it up, guys. We're about to. You hear people talk about changing this and changing that. Everybody got their cliches. The only difference between us and them, we're actually going to do it. So with that, guys, we'll see you guys at the top. We'll see you guys at the bank, and we'll see you guys on the beaches of the world, because you earned the right to be. Take care. Let's go build it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.